You guys know me for the hot takes, and I've had amazing guests on within the last couple of months reading your guys' spiciest opinions. So today I thought I'd get all of those guests combined in one video and show you guys the best moment and the spiciest take. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We got 1 hour of this madness before Black Ops 6. And I'll see you all with a new hot take episode very soon. Zabanya, time to read some hot takes.
I don't really care if Double Tap ever returns for Black Ops 6 Zombies. What I want to see back is Death Perception. That perk was useful, even in round-based zombies due to armor penetration bonus and salvage bonus.
I'll let you cook.
Thank you. So here we are. Personally, I understand we don't have the complete need for Double Tap 2. Now, Double Tap 1, I kind of agree with that. I would love to see back. I think there's a ton of slow-firing weapons that could absolutely benefit from it. Now, getting Death Perception back, it's got some good perks to it, but I would like to see Death Perception kind of rolled in some of the augments. I think that would make it really useful.
Yeah, I think Death Perception, I think I will agree that in Cold War, Death Perception definitely got a good buff, especially with armored zombies, especially with some of the things he does talk about here. I would love to see something of Double Tap being featured in the game. A lot of people have been comparing the reason, saying, okay, Double Tap isn't in this game because of the weapon rarity system and because of elemental pop, and those kind of already buff your weapon, so they don't see really a need for Double Tap. But I think on guns where it's a semiotic weapon, slower automatic weapons, those things could really use a faster fire rate. And if they're not going to add in something like rapid fire, Double Tap is that perfect alternative. Now, could Double Tap just be an augment, something within elemental pop? I think that's possible. But would I rather see Double Tap or Death Perception within this next game? Honestly, if I had it just to me, I'd rather see something brand new. I'd rather see something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's a good point. I totally agree. Like, we have Melee Macchiato, which is cool, but I'd say we've seen Ethereal Razor, we've seen Slappy Taffy, we've seen, I think it's called... I think it's Kugelblitz in World War II.
Man.
I'd like to see...
What a throwback, yeah.
I know. I would love to see something new, especially with how many we got in Black Ops 4. I know they're trying to kind of curate it due to the augments, so hopefully we see something cool in the later maps.
Yeah, we'll get on to another take that we saw later about this perk system, so I don't want to dive too deep into it, but I just would love to see that. You know, we're seeing innovation in so many other parts of this game. I would love to see that added into the perk system as well. And not just every DLC cycle being, okay, we're about to reintroduce new meal kick. We're going to have to reintroduce Death Perception. Kind of that idea.
I mean,
but
in
thank you, Gree, for the take. Yeah,
in Cold War, they were even going to do that. They almost had Double Tap coming back, but then they just slipped in Death Perception at the last second.
Yeah, and we didn't see a new perk in Cold War, except for Elemental Pop, right?
Yeah, just at launch, that was it.
That BO6 does something different with that, because I don't like that trend. I want to see new shit.
Black Ops 4 had the best perk system. I enjoyed picking a setup to suit my playstyle, and modifiers were a great idea to improve perks while not making them as OP as Cold War did. I wouldn't mind increasing the perk limit, but there has to be one. I say this as someone that really enjoys Black Ops 4. I don't hate this idea. I really don't. I like the idea of like bringing in your own perks. But I can see where people get a little touchy about it. It's not a bad idea, but I understand that people like make the perks like more even feel, because it's what Black Ops 4 had. You pick the same like 4 to 5 perks like every single time. Now, if you did like the same thing or whatever, where you can actually have like pick your own perks or whatever, as long as there's like something that like if you do like 13 again or whatever. Have some more balance to it, because then maybe people just do something more than like pick Stamina Up, Winter's Wail, Dying Wish, and Victorious Tortoise all the time.
I have to somewhat agree but somewhat disagree. One of my favorite things about BO4 was the modifier system. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was an awesome way of being your playstyle, which thing you want to put where, what modifier is the best. And I thought the abilities that the modifier gave, I liked it. I liked the mule kick ability. I liked the Stone Cold Stronghold one. I liked a lot of the different abilities. So I thought the modifier system was great. There's kind of two hot takes to this. There's the perk system with bringing it in, and then there's the perk limit thing. The perk system bringing it in, I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather just pick a modifier in the menu and then they all spawn in the perks. I think that is fine.
I don't like bringing in your own perks because sometimes you want to change it up. Like, you lose that freedom, and I think Zombies is a very free game. And then with the perk limit, I loved no perk limits. I think perk limits are stupid. I think that it just it takes away content being able to use. Because it's like, why would I go try these other perks if I have a limit and I gotta take Jug, gotta take Quick Revive on solo if they have it. So now what? I only get 2 options. I'm probably gonna take Stamina up. And then I get one choice between what? Double tap if it comes back, speed cola. So it's like you're kind of removing content for having that limit, and I don't know if I really fuck with that.
Yeah, I don't mind, like, I don't mind the, like, there being, like, perkaholic and you get, like, all the perks or whatever, that's, you know, here or there or whatever. And I don't mind the idea of, like, having a perk limit. I just don't want it to be 4. I think 5 to 6 is, like, a good spot. Like, if you can give us 5 to 6 perks, I think that would be, like, the ideal. I don't hate the idea of having all the perks, but I also think it's more intriguing to only have, like, 5 or 6. But like I said, if they bring Perkaholic back or do whatever, then that's a whole
That's
other
what the
thing.
leaks say. Leaks say Gobblegum. Leaks say a Gobblegum system. That's what they say.
Leaks had a lot of things.
Mechanics with Gobblegum system. I don't know.
The leaks had a lot of things, but I was gonna say leaks also had, like, let's say they also had Zombie Chronicles 2 and BO4. So what do I know?
They also had Mauder Toten as Kino. So we'll see what happens with that one. But thank you for the hot take.
Alistair's Folly from Dead of the Night is one of the most unique and best wonder weapons of all time. So let me just say this. It's not a wonder weapon. The wonder weapon is the Hylian Salvo. There is no such thing as a wonder weapon in BO4. So your take is already garbage to begin with.
Good point. Also, wouldn't it be the Alistair's Annihilator? Isn't that the completely upgraded version of that wonder weapon? So we're on a 0 for 2 start here.
I got a confession. I never upgraded it before. I just did Silver Bullets and Hylian Salvo, baby, and shot the fucking floor.
All right, you know what? I will take over this take because I have. Although that's such a dog shit map. Here's the thing about it. There's things about the gun I like. I love the tornado effect on the gun.
Yeah.
But there's an issue with it. A lot of people really like the aspect of the fact that every time you shoot it, it gives you a new effect, right? 3 different effects.
Okay,
right?
I agree with that.
That's cool.
I agree with that.
But I wish you could just toggle and choose which effect you want. Because I don't want an effect, the like zombie walking away effect. I don't want that. I'd rather shoot the tornado every time.
I feel like those effects should take a certain amount of ammo out as well too, if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, and you should toggle. If you're gonna use the tornado effect, that's a really good effect, right? Take 4 bullets. If you're gonna use the like push away effect, take 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I agree with you, Webby. I think that is really, you know, maybe that a second effect is good as a secondary weapon with something like the Hylian Salvo. Maybe try to get you out of situations, but I 100% agree with the fact that I think the Alistair, first off, it is unique, but it's definitely not one of the best.
And it's just a flaw to BO4 system where the damage like stopped at a certain round. It stopped at 40, right? Or stopped at 35?
I think it's 55. I think it's around the 50s.
So even then, like the wonder weapon is already flawed by BO4 system just because the Hylian Salvo just exists and they just didn't cap the damage for the Hylian Salvo, and so the wonder weapon for BO4 just so happened to be the Hylian Salvo. Same thing with Cold War system as well too with the ray gun, but some motherfucker at Treyarch just decided, you know what, let's tickle the balls of a fucking scorpion and make it a wonder weapon. I think that, you know what, because we also shoved our whole entire fist into a fucking alien to make it a black hole. To make a black hole. Let's go even further and tickle a scorpion's balls and shoot lightning, dude. Sounds right. Sounds about right. Call of Duty Zombies. Love it.
And they both were dudes. Yeah. That's the craziest part. First one off, it's by FPS Psycho, which I think we both know. So we'll see
my god, I read the first sentence and I'm just like, just internal pain.
No bullshit.
All right.
I told you.
I gotta read this atrocity.
Let's see what we
Black
got.
Ops 1 is the worst Black Ops Zombies game. Worst as in, it's not bad, but the lowest ranked Black Ops game. Okay, you kind of like, you know, fluff the fall there a little
He gave
bit.
himself a little safety net. I don't
Sure. So BO2 is apparently iconic and his first Zombies game. Okay, alright, dude. Okay, alright. BO3, need I say more? Fair. BO4, so much content even if it's difficult or tedious at times. And then Cold War, best core gameplay. I agree with all of that except for BO4. I think the argument that there's so much content that automatically makes it better.
Does more maps mean more content? Because
No,
although BO4's got more maps, Black Ops Cold War, BO2, they're more replayable. I play those maps way more often. I think I've played Dead of the Night a total of 10 times ever. So is that more content if I'm not playing it? Like, I don't know. That's just me.
So I mean, like, what do we value more here? Do we value quantity or quality more?
I mean, I don't know. He said
I'm a quality man, so I mean, like, personally, the whole, like, it has more maps, I reject that notion right away. Also, the whole BO2 argument, iconic in your first game, I can't even hold that against you because BO1 was my first game, so this is why I'm getting extra defensive right now, because BO1 is like it's my baby, and you know, when people insult my baby, it hurts a little extra. So I mean, like, but I'd be a hypocrite to not acknowledge that. So if I'm just looking at BO1 in a vacuum, completely unbiased,
no other predecessing, no other factors.
So no ulterior motives here. It is clunky.
Yes.
Because it was made in 2010.
Yeah.
It is obviously outdated. The mechanics could use tweaking, etc., etc., etc. And I also don't think the gun variety is particularly great either.
Yeah, SMGs in that game is incredible, trust.
With that being said, it laid the foundation for all of those games you just listed afterwards, right? So you have to kind of give it that respect. You have to kind of not necessarily boost it because of that, but you have to bear that in mind, I think, when ranking it. I mean, I don't really know.
I don't want to be the guy to just shit on BO4 because I feel like there's some things I do like about BO4. BO1 started with a World at War map in the theater map, the best zombies map of all time. So that's in the game. What do you best zombies map of all time? Black Ops 1. So that's the best map ever. But then the growth from Kino to Toten all the way up to Moon, that is like night and day. There's so much difference between that map and the Moon. But with BO4, you have arguably the best map in the game releasing on launch, and then the maps slowly get worse and worse throughout the DLC cycle. I mean, exclude Ancient Evil. But it's like, was there much growth from 9 to Tag? I don't know. So I don't think I can agree with the hot take. I'd say BO4 is the worst game.
I'm editing this video right now, and we yapped about this answer for 9 minutes. I've cut it down to 5. I'm sorry.
This is, again, something he thinks is terrible.
Trash.
He says, the Orda, such a lame boss that was used in 2 boss fights. If it was round 30, if it was just round 30, that is fine. Also, the lame hand egg on Die Maschine is practically impossible solo.
No, remind me of the hand egg. Which one is that?
That's the, I forget how you do it, but it's the one where the giant, like, skeleton hand thing comes out, and, like, I think you get a max ammo for it. I think it's the only.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the only one I've never done on that map, probably because it's practically impossible to solo.
It's kind of ridiculous. I gotta agree with that. The Orda boss. Okay, so as a boss fight, I gotta agree. Lame ass boss fight. It's literally just Ring of Fire for 30 seconds. But I am on the minority here that I kind of like the defense rounds. I know a lot of people don't, but I like them.
I kind of agree. Yeah, I mean, it's something to do. Like, it's not that frequently, so it's like whatever. But yeah, no, the boss itself.
It's like every what, 10 or 15 rounds, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 15. So I mean, if you're playing till like round 30, you're only gonna have it twice. I don't know. You don't even have to really do it because I think it just turns off the power for a little bit and you just go turn it back on. So I don't think it's like a big deal. I agree. But the boss though, it's terrible on Firebase Z. And it's not like terrible on Outbreak, but it's just kind of boring. You know, they're just reusing the same thing. It's like, I don't know, it's just boring.
Once you go past that first couple of rounds on Outbreak, it's just like pointless. There's no point. So you know what, Greg?
Exactly.
I gotta agree. Orda, lame boss. Die Maschine, lame side Easter egg. So I gotta agree. Our next take here is from Bandit. He says, there hasn't been a zombies map that has innovated like Barry. This is what I'm talking about. You guys don't know how to follow a fucking prompt. What's going on? I'm just kidding. There hasn't been a zombies map that is innovative like Buried had since it came out. And I don't consider Cold War to be traditional round-based zombies with the salvage mechanic, since I see it as a zombies with the Warzone/Fortnite loot system. Two things. Number one, I agree. Buried is one of the most innovative maps. You talk about a map with so many different features that are absolutely unlike any other. Things like Arthur, things like the chalk system. There are so many amazing things about Buried specifically, and I gotta completely agree. I mean, I don't know if there's another map that changes every time you go into it with something like a maze. I don't think there is another one on any game. And with this other system, like, can you think of another one? I mean, Buried is super innovative.
I don't know if I can think of another map that has something as complex as like the maze. But like you said, yeah, just stuff like Arthur, the chalk, like the time bomb.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like an infinite ammo movement wonder weapon.
Yeah. And a spawn room where you basically never go back unless you get a Mark II and Paralyzer. Like,
yeah.
That's super unique as well. And the second part with Cold War not to be traditional zombies, I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I know that the salvage mechanic is a very new mechanic, completely different from any other game. But if we're gonna go on the base of mechanics, then you would also have to say Black Ops 3 also isn't a traditional round-based game because they have the Gobblegum mechanic, which is completely different from any other game. So I still think that Cold War Zombies is considered traditional round-based because the whole flow of the game is very similar to the older games. I wouldn't say it's definitely not something like Vanguard or Modern Warfare 3 that has completely lost it. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I agree with that. I think, like, the gameplay itself, the round-based, is practically the same. But I do think the salvage mechanic does definitely change it a bit. Because there's stuff like score streaks.
Yeah, oh yeah, score streaks.
That's never been in zombies. And, like, just buying monkey bombs or buying
armor system. Yeah, armor
system.
system.
Yeah, the armor system. Like, it's a lot of extra stuff that I think it on one hand it makes it more complex, but at the same time it feels kind of grindy.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm not sure if I'm necessarily a fan of. I think having that all be tied to points would probably be fine. I think adding another currency is maybe a little bit too much, but
I don't mind adding another currency, but just not ground loot. You know what I mean? Like, they had added currency with, like, the liquid divinium, and that was just something you get from, you know, buying doors and things like that, buying things. I think that's fine. But I could agree that ground loot is a little much.
Having it be something that you can miss is kind of whack. Especially when it gets into, like, the rare salvage and upgrading.
Oh, yeah, different tiers? Oh, God.
Armor and, like, yeah, upgrading the last tier of your gun and stuff. Some of that can be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, and it also kind of makes the mystery box kind of pointless in that game unless you're going for a ray gun, honestly.
Well, yeah, that's another problem I have kind of with Cold War and like the glass system. Like it doesn't seem like there's any reason to hit the box or buy wall weapons because you can just bring in whatever you want and then use the salvage to upgrade it, which is like it is cool for if you're going for camos or leveling up a gun or something.
Yeah.
But it seems like it does very heavily change like the progression of the average zombies game.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. That was, you know what? Bandit, I think he went 1 for 2. That's not half bad. I'll give you credit where credit's due.
Okay, this one comes from iFusions, aka Sean. He says, Extinction is better than Black Ops 4 and Cold War Zombies. I definitely...
All right, brother.
I definitely can't agree with that. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Sometimes they might be wrong. In this case,
he's wrong. I'll say it for you.
Black Ops 4 might not be the best survival game out there if you're not really like a hardcore zombies fan, but the Easter eggs were fantastic, and then Cold War is pretty much the opposite of the spectrum there. If you're a fan of survival, you probably enjoy Cold War Zombies. But Extinction is probably the worst of both worlds over there. So not a terrible game mode. Wouldn't probably be worse than maybe Vanguard, but definitely not better than BO4 Cold War.
Definitely nowhere near those. I mean, that's just disrespectful. I mean, I feel like Extinction just has such a ceiling, you know what I mean, where there's not much replayability. You play it a couple times, and Zombies has so many unique things in it. Extinction, like, I mean, come on. Who's loading up Point of Contact in the year 2024? Or in the year 2018, to be that exact? I don't think anybody is, so...
Nobody.
I love that you love something different, but let's lock in.
Okay, so it's from Mala with a interesting profile picture.
Interesting in what way?
Voyage of Despair, personal top 10 map of mine. One of the coolest effing maps I've ever seen, and it takes place in one of my favorite historical events, okay? I think the lore of the steps are effing cool as shit, and the speedrun is quite interesting.
Who says the Titanic is their favorite history?
Yeah.
Oh, this national tragedy is one of my favorite events. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butt in.
Also skeleton car EE is cool AF.
It's insane to call the Titanic one of your...
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go on, man. I'm gonna let you go and talk about it.
I was surprised to see that. No, it's
man.
yeah. I mean, doesn't Stanley 557 find Voyage of Despair to be his favorite zombies map?
Well, Stanley does. Yeah, he's made that very clear to many people.
So if we find his opinions valid, then we can, I think, find this opinion, except the part where he calls like, yeah. So the rest is all right, I guess.
You know, you can say it's interesting. You can say it's captivating. You know, you can throw out all these big boy words you want. To say it's your favorite is nuts. All right, that's nuts. I mean, thank God it was 100 years ago. Imagine if you were like, I think Ocean Gate is one of my favorite historical events. Like that happened last year. Then you're gonna be like, all right. Either way, Voyage top 10 map. Yes, I know Stanley likes it. I don't like Voyage. I feel like I usually talk about Voyage in every video. I don't know why it gets brought up. Such a specific map, but I've never really loved Voyage. I do think that the history is cool, but I don't think they used it well in the map. I will agree that it does have some great side Easter eggs. The skeleton car Easter egg is cool. The way you get the Kraken with the chest is cool. There's a lot of cool things about the map. Great boss fight, but it was underwhelming in terms of, first off, I mean, just the gameplay of it. Such a tightly narrowed map. You also have things like the Easter egg cutscene and some steps in the Easter egg that just kind of didn't make sense. And this is coming from someone that loves a lot of BO4 and doesn't like a lot of parts, and Voyage is just that part that I just don't love.
Yeah. I don't even know the skeleton car EE, so you're yeah.
Rage Use Aimbot says, Gobblegums will make BO6 way too easy for the game to be enjoyable.
What do you think about that?
Yes, Black Ops 3 is the Gobblegums in that game clearly make the game way too easy and it's not enjoyable, right? Oh no, it's the best game of all time. So I don't know what you're talking about, Rage, but okay.
I think the Gobblegum system is fine as long as the maps are playable without it. You know, my question in this next game is how badly are they gonna make this Gobblegum system where you have to spend money? Is it gonna be pay to win? Can you earn it in game? Can you earn it through challenges? How rare are they gonna be? That's kind of my questions around the system, and it seems like it's gonna be a mix of BO3 and BO4.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. I don't know if I
don't mind.
That.
I liked Elixirs. I don't understand the hate for them personally, but I played a lot of BO4.
The Nebulian plasma system is just more with less but more. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, the earn rate was horrible.
Yeah, the earn rate is my biggest issue with it. And
yeah,
you know the abilities, especially on launch, just weren't that good. There was about 3 abilities, which was join the party, cashback, were like 2 best. And they were just so dumbed down from the Gobblegums, they didn't feel unique, in my opinion.
I think join the party was a DLC one, but yeah, I agree. Hey, Perkaholic wasn't even there on launch. I think that came with Alpha Omega. Or something like that.
Yeah, that came way late. Near-death experience. Yeah, like Perk Up, I think it was, where you get 6 other ones or something like that.
Yeah, I think that may have been in the game, something like that. I don't know. Either way, I'm down for Gobbles. I don't care. Gobbles are awesome. They're fun. Honestly, regardless of how good the experience is, it helps if the base experience is better. They amplify. They amplify it. So even if it's bad, it'll still make it better. But if it's great, it'll make it awesome. So
I agree.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Armor and zombies should be banished to the effing Shadow Realm. Okay. I say effing. Staying family friendly, right?
We're family friendly. Nick 830. Come on.
What I need you to do is tag 3 big dick ass niggas.
Amazing. Exactly. YouTube better monetize this, all right? Anyway.
Yeah, you better monetize this.
Annoying, makes the game too easy. Now they've brought manual plating. Actually gonna put me off BO6. It's as reliant as opposed on Cold War. Ooh.
Yeah, the system's different. It's more Modern Warfare 3 zombies than Cold War zombies. What do you think of armor? What do you just think of it? What do you think of armor?
Armor in general, I mean, exactly what Roman said. Yeah, it makes the game a little too easy. It's like, if I can do, I don't know if you've seen these streams before, but I've done all Cold War Easter eggs with like no perks, just armor, and it was just as easy.
It's not hard. It's not hard. Yeah, it makes perks feel obsolete a little bit, especially Jug. I mean, perks still helpful, but armor is like literally the new perk. I know that the salvage amount to buy armor is like insanely high in this next game. And the 3-plate system, I don't know if I prefer that to the to the Cold War armor system. I just am gonna have to play it because the only time I had the 3-plate system was in Modern Warfare Zombies. Just such a different type of game. But bro, honestly, like, I'm not a fan of armor. I don't think it's the worst system in the world. I'm not somebody that is completely turned off by it. But if it was my choice, I probably wouldn't have it in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like armor should be for like special occasions. I feel like BO4 did like a good job with it because the only time you get armor is through like special awards like in Tag or Toten, or like when you pull out the specialist.
Yeah, that was fine. That was good, yeah.
Yeah, it gives you like that extra bit of security like at times for being rewarded.
Cold War, imagine using the sword without armor. You die right away, dude. You die right away.
Exactly, bro. Like, it's kind of needed.
I agree, yeah. I think that in the right circumstance, sure. But, like, it's a crutch thing. I mean, it's like its own perk. A crutch thing. It's like, what do I go get? A new gun or armor? It's like half the time you go get armor. So it's like so crutch in this game. So, yeah, I can agree with that. Pretty good take. I love the profile picture too. I love Obama.
Let's go. With the right layout, the HUD is fine. The Gobblegum is a sub-menu that retracts off the screen per $JD, and the assets are very clean and minimal. The only problem will be the medals, kill feed, and the calling card in the top right if we can't turn it off. Okay.
Well, you
can. So this whole thing's about the HUD. Let's talk about that. What do you think of HUDs in the previous game? Let's just talk about Cold War's mainly. What do you think of Cold War's HUD?
I like Cold War's HUD, except for I think the mini-map and compass is unnecessary. But I think everything else about the HUD is great. I think it's minimalistic. I think it's simple. I think it's not doing too much. I don't think a compass is necessary. I don't think a mini-map is necessary. I do like Cold War's HUD a lot. I don't look at the HUD, I'm like, ugh. I like it a lot. One thing that I saw on another tweet as well from Expert, because he's doing an unpopular opinions video, is people were talking about map-specific HUDs and how that isn't a returning feature. And I think that we might be deviating from the topic a little bit, even though I think the HUD is good. But I would like to see stuff like that return. I think it gives a lot of personality to a map. So when I think of the older game HUDs, I'm thinking of that buried HUD. You know, I'm thinking of the Origins HUD. I'm thinking of the Shadows HUD, because those are so different from anything else. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. That's the one everyone calls to is BO2, early BO3, where they did a whole bunch of different HUDs. I would love to see that. I also would just personally like, again, a zombies unique HUD. Just like, if I look at it and I could see it between multiplayer and campaign, I know I'm watching zombies. Just completely off that. But I guess back to the topic. The only problem with the medals, kill feed, and the calling card on the top right. What do you think of medals and kill feed showing up?
I like the kill feed. I thought it was satisfying to kill zombies and see it on your left. I thought that was cool. I don't mind I don't mind all of it, honestly. What do you think? Because I like Cold War.
Yeah, I love Cold War, but that's what we're gonna fight. I consider the kill feed and medals to be like TikTok, ADHD, Subway Surfers gameplay, where the developers are so afraid that I'm not into it enough that I need to be told that I'm doing good and getting 5 kills in a row. And how many zombies am I gonna kill? Thousands. Congratulations! You just didn't get hit by a mimic. Thanks. How many mimics am I gonna kill? What's that?
Honestly,
billion mimics?
Honestly, that's kind of an accomplishment, not getting sucked in by a mimic. I mean, I want a medal for that. Okay, but I mean, we're talking about Cold War here. We're talking about the medals. What do you, I mean, we talk about HUDs. We all know there's a sore thumb there. There's one that everyone talks about, and I know you love BO4, and I do like it too.
Hey, I love BO4. That HUD though, it ain't pretty to look at. A face only a mother could love.
Nothing's only. Dude, like, I'm so happy you said that, man. I was worried you were gonna
Don't
be
worry.
Like,
no, I'm
it.
not like enough of a shill to be like, no, guys, it's actually kind of good if you just ignore this. And no, it's really bad. I think
the nerd emoji.
over information and putting too many mechanics on screens what happened to BO4. So I'm really happy to see them kind of consolidate and better fix to make the HUD look nicer. So hopefully we're gonna see that in the new game. In Cold War, they did a pretty good job at that.
Although mini-map and compass, I think, is unnecessary.
I turn compass off every time. I wish I could get rid of the mini-map, but you can't.
Yeah.
So
and I'm looking at his gameplay. I'm looking at his gameplay right here, right? That looks like a clean HUD. I'm totally fine with playing that. If I can just have that preset, maybe put the round on the top right. That's kind of what I'm used to. I think that's a great HUD. I would not mind.
So
that.
if I'm not mistaken, I think this is Donuts is like he made this as like this is what it should look like.
Oh, okay. Well, because I know that obviously you can. Yeah, I know they talked about you can turn off things in the HUD. You can move it around. So I just assumed this was sort of like a YouTuber's gameplay of moving it around. Even
no, he made this. This is a screenshot from one of the dev trailers, so he had all the stuff in there.
Sorry to break your heart. I'm sure Black Ops 6 will have two crews. One is Weaver's gang, and the other is Eddie.
Sorry to break it to you, Chief.
You know what? I'll let you break the bad news.
Yeah, bro. I don't know if you've seen the cutscene. Yeah, Richtofen just went kapoof. Like my ex-girlfriend on March 10, 2022 at 2:59 p.m. EST on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, Max just took him and it's over.
I love how
it's true too. It's true too.
The day before mine actually went.
It's okay, Legend.
She got dark ether. No,
oh my god.
No, but yeah, we're not having two crews. Sorry to
yeah.
You can play as your tomboys if you want, but there's no crew.
True.
Sean, Cold War Wunderfizz has to go, and I'm just gonna stand for this. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Yes, the Cold War Wunderfizz has to go. Makes the perk machine obsolete, and it's not, and just make the Wunderfizz. Have like the mystery box. Old Wunderfizz is way better. Origins introduced that was good. I get the idea of having it all in one spot, but especially in a map like Image, you literally have to never leave your little 10 feet box. It makes maps it makes parts of the map that should feel important not important, and especially on a map like Firebase, you can literally stay in the spawn the whole time. I mean, I agree. I think the Cold War Wunderfizz has to go. I don't think we gotta talk about this too much. Josh was shocked.
I was gonna say I agree 100%. Yeah, the perk machines were definitely underrated or just completely obsolete once they introduced Wunderfizz.
Yeah.
If they made them back like they did in the old days, then yes, I'm on board. But
yeah,
I mean, even BO4 did it better with Secret Sauce. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And another thing I'd like to say is I would even like an idea where you bring back that old Wunderfizz, and then the fire sale power up affects it, where the perks go from 1500 to maybe not 10, but bring it down to 500, right? Make it like a bonfire, make it lower.
Bonfire perk sale.
It could be literally just the fire sale and then a new feature. I think that's great, especially because a lot of times wonder weapons aren't in the box. So I think we could see something like that.
Yeah, I think we just made a new drop.
Yeah, shout out to perk sale, bro. Perk cassette 30 sale. All right, next.
Yeah.
Shout out. People who hate denizens never heard of Galvanuckles or Bowie Knife. Oh my god, I don't know. Or let alone just shooting them. All in all, massive skill issue if you have a problem with them. Sorry, I didn't make the rules. Bro, this has to be a troll. This is not real. This is not real.
I literally asked him about it, and I was like, nah, dog. I was like, you gotta be joking with me. And he's like, no, it's like such an easy fix. You just turn around and knife it once. All right, get the fuck. I had to call right away. Get that out of my call, brother.
All right. on one hand, he's right in that denizens aren't this back-breaking, like, insurmountable feature.
Yeah.
But their existence, I've talked about this endlessly when I talk about transit. Their existence is predicated on fixing a pre-existing issue within the engine that shouldn't have existed to begin with. Their entire existence is this falsehood, okay? They were injected into the engine because the engine would crash when people are moving too fast on the bus and with stamina and stuff like that. So you're moving too fast within the map. That's why the lava and the fog and the denizens and all these features exist, is to purposefully slow you down, which at face value kind of automatically makes it a terrible feature.
Grease Crab says, Easter eggs have done more harm than good in the zombies formula. Yes, Easter egg endings like boss fights and cutscenes are cool, but it started to infect the core gameplay like Pack-a-Punch and other required items. Dead of the Night is the worst example of this. Okay, so you know what? I do disagree with him, but he is kind of cooking here.
Like, explain. Like, give me, what do you mean by harm? Because I think that it is good to have a simplistic setup, right? Like, you know, something like a Derice, where you go do 3 things Pack-a-Punch, right? And then I like it when your Easter egg is more complex, personally. So do you think that that's what he wants to see, is that simplicity in the early rounds, and he thinks that now it's getting too complicated?
I think what he's trying to say is that Easter eggs are cool as their own thing, but whenever it starts like Dead of the Night or Origins, we need to do 10 things to unlock Pack-a-Punch or turn on the power switch, that's taking it too far. And yeah, I can agree with that. I don't mind maps like Dead of the Night, but I can understand if you would hate it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's good examples and there's bad examples. Like, I think a map like Mob, right? Afterlife system is a feature that's so in the Easter egg and in the setup, but it's also integrated in just the core gameplay itself really well. And I think that's a system that, yeah, it's complex, but it also helps the player. I mean, you get a bunch of your own revives and stuff like that. So I think that's an example of a good thing. But yeah, in a map like Dead of the Night where you got to go to the crystals, I think that's a great idea as well, where it's kind of like, maybe it can get a little overbearing, a little too much. So you know what? Not a bad take. We're starting off okay.
Just a little fun thing I'm going to throw in here. Dead of the Night is actually my least favorite map of all time. Fucking can't stand it. And to really describe the way that I feel about it, I'm just going to use this sound bit from a great written character.
Madam Marella, world-famous spiritualist, queen of the great beyond. Don't sell me a dog, girl. Is Marella really your name?
Is the best zombies experience in the series, and this guy has got to be a multiplayer fan and has got to be 45 years old. That's what I think.
Get him out of here.
A terrible take. I mean, at least it's a hot take. At least you're actually bringing a take to the table. But
Snap time for this.
Yo,
bedtime.
This is Sleepy Joe right here. Get your ass out of here.
This is a Sleepy Joe take.
This is a Sleepy Joe take.
Doesn't even know. He doesn't even know about the Wunderwaffe jug glitch.
This guy thinks the highest round is, this guy plays Shinonuma. He doesn't know other games cap at 255. this guy's so mad, man. We love you though. Thank you for the take, but you're cooked.
That is a whack take.
It is whack.
Good one. It's a good zombies experience, but it is not the best by any stretch.
No, not even close.
The Kraken is one of the most fun wonder weapons out there. It's a freaking rotating cannon that you're holding, named after a legendary creature, and can be elementally upgraded. What's there not to like? I'll tell you 2 things not to like. First off, it's on Voyage of Despair. I mean, unfortunately, it's just not on a very good map. And then second
hold up, before you say that.
The elemental upgrades.
Before you say anything, there's actually motherfuckers that genuinely like this map. How? How can anyone like this? It's literally Titanic with a bunch of shit all over the fucking map. It's cluttered. There's zero room to maneuver, and yet you just say, yeah, best fucking map of all time.
I remember at ZWC when we were doing the Voyage of Despair spawn room. I remember Matt telling us about it.
Actually, great spawn room. I just say that straight up. Great spawn room, but yeah.
Good spawn room. But I remember certain YouTubers that I will not name groaning on the fact that it was Voyage and it wasn't like Classified or 9.
Yeah.
They wanted 9 or Ancient Evil, but they were like fucking Voyage, and I was like, I was sitting there at 16 I love everything you're doing, Matt. Like,
you gotta get some variety in there somehow.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about the elemental upgrades, honestly, the elemental upgrades just aren't very good. There's no charge shot to the weapon, really. And the zombies, they like flop backwards when you shoot them. It takes multiple shots to kill in the higher rounds. So yes, it is a great looking wonder weapon. And in concept, the way to get it with the treasure chest is great.
It fits with the map.
And it fits the map.
Yes.
But in practical use, it's not that fun. And the zombies animation
I would say it's a fun wonder weapon. But again, it's also still flawed by BO4's system, and it's still not the best weapon or best option to be able to use it for a high round.
Yeah, Chuck V107 says, I don't want to see any new round-based maps. You know what? I love Outbreak so much and Modern Warfare 3 Zombies so much, but I think it's time. I think it's time we get a new one.
I love me some.
I can't get enough. I can't.
TikTok. Yes. All right, you know what? I'm done with that. We'll move on. Colin Toe. Shout out Colin Toe. I don't know what you got for toes. Me waiting for the day I'm featured. You've been waiting a minute. This was posted on July 18th. It is now August 3rd when we're recording this. Anyways, Black Ops 1 Zombies is MID.
So should we respond to this, or should we just like let him on red? Like, maybe we should just cut out this part.
I'm all the way in the back. I'll let you do it. I'm all the way back here. I don't want to read it anymore. I'm back.
So, for anyone that's watching, this is an example of mental illness.
No, continue. It is. It is mental illness.
This guy is factually wrong. This guy has the name Toe at the end of his name, so he's wrong. That's the point. Black Ops 1. We're not glazers over here, but
we're not glazers, not at all.
Calling it mid. To call it mid, there has to be something that exceeds it so much that you are able to call Black Ops 1 mid.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Black Ops 1, with all the years that have passed, it still stands on its own 2 feet compared to all the other Zombies maps.
100%. And Black Ops 1 has the best Zombies map of all time.
Exactly.
It has the best Zombies map of all time. So I don't know what you're talking about. No, okay. So I am very known for being a big time Ascension hater. I do not like Ascension. I do not like the map at all. But even I can put my things aside and realize that Black Ops 1 is just an amazing game.
Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 are the most growth Zombies. I don't know, Black Ops 3's... Bro, every single Zombies game that Perk made they've leveled up.
Yeah, they have. But think about the beginning of BO1, right? You have Keener and Toten, which was originally supposed to be World at War, right? Yeah. That is literally just a new version of Deriz with a thunder gun, right? And a couple other Easter eggs. Think of the growth between that, adding all those new perks, adding Easter eggs, adding an in-depth story, adding intro cutscenes in Call of the Dead, adding all these other things, and then think of the difference between a map like Kino that's so simplistic and a map like Moon. And I think you can say the same thing for BO2. Think of a map like Transit where the Easter egg is simplistic, it's very open, there's a lot of messiness with it, and then think of how tight for Wonder Weapon complete, set in stone a map like Orda's is. I think there's a lot of growth there. I don't think you see that growth as much with BO3 because I think Shadows is a more in-depth map than Rev. I actually think it a little bit downgrades. But BO1 and BO2 have so much growth. And if it wasn't for BO1, Colin, you wouldn't have these other things that aren't mid. All right? So think about that. Think about where it came from.
I could understand not Colin's point, by the way. I could understand your point because I feel like there wasn't any foundations built yet. So because of that reason, it could be the game that has the most growth because of the fact that they haven't built that crazy foundation that they actually kind of had in Black Ops 2.
You literally have a picture of Richtofen on your screen. I know it's premise, but where do you think Richtofen came from?
World at War, but BO1 as well. So take that, all right?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Colin. Or no, thank you actually, because apparently according to Queenos, you're mentally ill, and we had that locked in, set in stone, and we're not editing that out. Sure, we're keeping that in. We're keeping that in.
Here's another hot take. Doesn't have anything Easter egg related, but I think Forsaken's a more enjoyable and more replayable map than Mauer. But that's just me.
Oh, okay. That's the hottest take so far, I think.
Dude,
oh my goodness.
I told you, I'm the hot take machine.
No,
hot take machine.
Dude, I love Mauer. I think people say Mauer's overrated. I don't think people are talking about Mauer's a top 5 Easter egg ever. I think it's generally just known as a good egg. And I don't think that it's like, I don't know, saying Mauer's overrated is kind of hurts the soul. I love that map.
It's a solid Easter egg, but I just wish the boss fight was a little more complicated, because once you figure out that you can just sit in a corner with Ring of Fire, it's not that fun of a boss fight.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree. I like the idea of going to different rooms on the map. I know a lot of people
that's a
wanted,
great idea.
I know a lot of people wanted like a boss fight arena, kind of like we got in Forsaken. And I'm not saying the Mauer boss fight's better than Forsaken, but I like the idea of constantly moving and having just for like 10 seconds, barely any time between different spots. I think that's really cool. But overall, as an egg, there's no steps on that egg where I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta do this. This is annoying. Or this is just tedious to do. Like, I never really feel that way when I'm playing Mauer.
Yeah, like the step where you gotta get Klaus to stop the train, that's a great step.
I love that step,
The step where you gotta crash to whatever that rock thing is, uranium, I don't know.
Oh yeah, the uranium?
When
yeah.
you gotta do that. Yeah, that's a good step.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely not one of the best ever, but I wouldn't call it bad.
Yeah, I think it is one of the best, one of the better eggs. I'd even put it like top 10 Easter egg, top 8 Easter egg. I really like it. But saying it's bad, come on. Come on, Chuck, let's lock in. All right,
I mean, this is from a person that thinks blood has a terrible egg. What more can you expect?
Anyways, to Lucario. Because our next hot take.
Okay.
If you want to read it out, Soup or Soul.
The Mark III is ass.
He says the Mark III's ass.
Wholeheartedly believe, brother. Preach! Preach!
So you would agree? You would agree? You would agree?
Fuck the Ray Gun Mark III. The Cerberus should have been the Ray Gun Mark III the way it worked. The Ray Gun Mark III is just the Gersh device that is completely nerfed to absolute shit. And
it doesn't kill all the way.
It doesn't. I
damage.
don't like wonder weapons that don't kill past 50. It gives me the ick. As any, it gives me the ick.
Don't say that. Ew, that's gross as fuck. Don't
Okay,
you say ick, bro.
the thing is, I will give the Mark III its colors because most zombie players don't get past round 50 regardless, anyways, and it still is very fun to use within like the first 30 rounds. But after a certain point, when you actually are going for high rounds, it's not your main form of killing. And I think, and I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. Me personally, I like my wonder weapons to be overpowered. I like a thunder gun. I like an apothecary servant. I love wonder weapons that fucking blow all the zombies off the map completely.
Yeah.
You got me off guard now. You got me off guard with that shit. But either way, I know some people are going to be like, with the Ray Gun Mark III, it saves you, it slows the zombies down. Sure. And they can say the same thing with the Vitrolic Withering. Sure, the Vitrolic Withering does its job and saves your ass when your dumb ass gets stuck in a corner. Skill issue.
Go home and get a job. Go home, get a job. Get a job.
So this is from some guy named B-Rad the Man. Let's say 5 to 6 perk limit is fair. If perkaholic is a thing, that's fine. Death perception sucks, and most importantly, bring back double tap, you cowards.
Dude, double tap? Dude, where is double tap? Why is double tap the only perk that hasn't been reintroduced? What? I don't get it.
I'm looking up to the clouds. I'm looking to the Great Lord above, and I'm sitting there going, where is my double tap? That's my favorite. It's my favorite perk of all time. Why have we not had this back since Revelations? Like, seriously.
Is Elemental Pop the reason double tap is gone? If that's the case, get Elemental Pop the ass out of here, brother! Give me back double tap!
If that's the case, I will cry. Like, there's no reason for that. Actually, let's say I'm gonna do a quick plug, not for my channel, but by the way, you should go check out my channel.
Check it out. Link in the
Let's say, but no, there was a video that Jolts did of useless information. They actually did have Cold War double tap there. They even had a perk jingle for it.
They had a machine too. I made a video about that too. They had a perk machine. It's listed here. It's really cool. I thought the machine was redone really well. You even see it in some BO3 zombie custom map that they used it. So it's I don't understand it. There's even a can for it. I don't get it. Bring it back. Pediatrician Forrest, Kevin Drew, what the fuck are you doing? Next up, next hot take is just like. I mean, I don't have words. We're not even gonna mention it, okay? Next one.
What? Why? Oh my god.
She's so big you can't even see her full face! What do you mean? Dog! Shout out to my homie Cup of Joe. We'll have you read this one off. This one's pretty spicy here.
All right, so he says Black Ops 1 Zombies as a whole, right? So he's saying that you use the words horrible, right? So he's saying that this or terrible. He's saying it's
Black
terrible.
Ops 1 Zombies is terrible.
All right. Well,
We're
then
off
he
to
says,
a fabulous start.
I like the layout of most maps, but the engine feels outdated. The color is poor. Each map has a really annoying gimmick, and above all, 90% of the weapons are garbage. Every map in the game is done better elsewhere. I never feel like playing it.
Wow.
I mean, like,
you know
the
what?
middle part there, I don't disagree with that middle part, but like, I don't think that makes it terrible, though. You know?
Okay, engine feels outdated. You cannot go against Black Ops 4 because of its engine, because it's just the time.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say World War sucks because of the engine. You can't say that because it's just the time. You know what I mean? The part about the color, I agree. I think the color on BO1 is terrible. I don't like Moon. I love Moon, but I hate the color of the map. I hate the color of Ascension on that map. Ascension's like notoriously a map that I really dislike, and I get made fun of when I say I think the color of it's terrible. But this guy feels the same way. It's not just me. And then each map has a really annoying gimmick. I mean, he's kind of cooking there.
Yeah, I could probably think of something for every map.
And 90% of the weapons are garbage. I mean, especially the wall weapons. It's like only wall weapon in that game is like what, PM16? Like there's literally nothing in that game.
I used to roll with the MP5K just for points, but you could be getting rid of that past round 10 for sure.
And what, the PM63? Like that's literally all you got. And
That thing was a pea shooter.
And you compare that to any other game. You go to BO2, oh shit, we got the AN94. And then you go to BO3, it's like okay, we got the KN44 and the KRM. It's like come
Actually,
on.
no, the MP40. I forgot about the MP40. That's technically on the wall.
That's
I'm like two or three maps, but like yeah, that's one gun.
Yeah, they get the MP40. I'll give them that. But it's like you said though, with BO1, you can't say the game as a whole is bad. There's some classics on that game.
Yeah, I don't like. I definitely don't like Black Ops 1 as much as other people do. Like, I wouldn't rate it that high. But like at the same time,
Tim would die.
I wouldn't call it terrible though. And a big part of it though is I'm just more of an Easter egg guy, and like I don't think they have the best Easter eggs, but. You know, they're fine, especially for when they came out. I obviously, had a blast on them back in the day, so
yeah.
I can't disrespect BO1. I can't do it,
Well, I want to go to this last part. Every map in the game is done better elsewhere. Well, I believe that Ascension and Moon are done better in BO3. I think that those maps are such good remasters, especially Moon. Moon is done so great in BO3.
I agree with Moon.
Okay.
I think I like Ascension and BO1 better, just because of PhD. Literally just because of PhD. I think PhD is just too good on that map.
I was gonna say that about Shane, because that's such a close quarters map. PhD is such a lifesaver.
Mystic Knack says, my multiplayer unpopular opinion is that I hope they keep camo challenges lengthy. Not like 30 bloodthirsties and 100 long shots lengthy, but somewhere slightly below that range. BO2, BO3, and BO4 camo system is boring and too easy.
Ooh. What do you feel about that? Now, I've never been much of a camo grinder, but I think this could go for zombies too, where I want the camos to be a grind, but I don't want them to be a tedious grind. You know what I mean?
Were you asking yourself What do you feel about that? Immediately tells me how he feels about it.
Ooh. What do you feel about that? Now, I've never been much of a camo grinder, but I think this could go for zombies too, where I want the camos to be a grind, but I don't want them to be a tedious grind. You know what I mean? What do you feel about that? Hey, you know, let me go on tangents. Let me go on tangents, man.
No, it's cool. You do your video. Do whatever you want.
Let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook. What do you think?
I don't have anything of value to add to this. I really, I enjoyed the BO4 camo grind. It was a lot of fun, and Cold Wars as well. It was a little tedious, but I had fun. I really don't mind. Whatever the hell they have going on in this game, mainly because of the weapons, too much. In MW3, that is. But, yeah, I don't know. He said he doesn't like BO2, 3, or 4, but he wants lengthy ones? So, yeah, that's a little confusing.
So, yeah, he says he doesn't like
the this is multiplayer.
He's talking about multiplayer.
Yeah,
not zombies. So he's talking about multiplayer, and then he's saying, like, he wants it to be lengthy, but he doesn't want to be tedious. Like, I think Modern Warfare 2019 is actually a really good example. Although Damascus is our trash camo, I think Modern Warfare 2019 does a perfect job at the length that camo grind should be.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done it, but I completely agree. This is something I tell people all the time when, you know, we're doing the camo grind stuff, is that it's the game's mastery camo, right? It's not meant to be, it's not this week's weekly challenge mastery camo. It is the Black Ops 6 mastery camo. It's the Modern Warfare 3 mastery camo. That's a prestigious thing, right? You'd want that to take a while to get, and you'd want it to be something that you have to grind for and that you feel is unique, and not a lot of other people have it. That's what I would say.
And you're right. If it wasn't like a long challenge, then people wouldn't appreciate it as much as they would. Like, if
and you can have
longer
those
challenge. Yeah,
that's
100%.
fine. But
just a question for Tim: how gay is Modern Zombies? I feel like you're expecting an answer from me that I'm not. That might be going over my head right now. Is this something like? Am I supposed to take this literally, or am I? Because I don't know either. Like, this might be some sort of, like, inside joke from 2017 that's not registering in my brain right now. I don't think it is. Define gay. You know, like, I mean...
There's multiple definitions.
I think...
How...
I think it's not... I think if you're gonna go from the old-fashioned definition of jolly and zany gay, I think it's far from that. I think Modern Zombies is far from that, right? The homosexual definition of zombies is modern day zombies. How homosexual is it? Damn, that's a good question.
Answer, dude.
You know, like, I guess there was that one pretty epic cutscene in Ancient Evil, right?
That was pretty gay.
You know,
is that Modern
at the
Zombies?
very end, that was pretty gay. But it was pretty nice though. I mean, like, I wouldn't, like, you know,
when I saw Perk dancing in Firebase Z, I felt pretty gay.
Are you talking? You're talking about when he gets the gas when they pour it in there and he's just like grooving. Oh my god! I did that Easter egg like last week and I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Man, like gay. I don't.
Not gonna lie.
It's pretty gay, yeah.
Well, that's it.
I don't know. Like I haven't played Vanguard or MW3.
Vanguard is just
believe it or not.
Doesn't even exist. Vanguard's over here.
So like I only go up to Cold War. That's where Tim drew his line, and hopefully Gulf War is good. So.
Hey, to that for Xbox. My hot take is that you're gonna say Liberty Falls is the best map of all time just because of Ava. Yeah, our player was saying, oh yes, Wolf Ava. Blush emoji, moaning emoji. I can just tell based off like the sound effects, Legend left. Yeah, and the ghost left. Legend left. He's out. Yeah. Listen, man. I'm a desperate man. I'm a desperate man. That's all I'm just gonna say.
Where are we going? I needed to take a break. That's all.
Hey man, if we get a Dr. Jensen like cutscene, bro, imagine.
Dr. Jensen oiled up twerk off?
Okay, that'd be a W, bro. Like, Treyarch, please, if you're listening, please.
No, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Okay. Nah, you're good. Honestly, that was better than what I was gonna say. I'm like mind baffled after what you said. Anyway.
I said it low.
That's going to be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. We got another Hot Takes episode coming for Clark ESJ very soon. I've already released the tweet. So if you guys want to be featured in that episode, first link in the description will be that tweet, and you can go and leave a comment of your biggest hot take about Black Ops 6 Zombies. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.